life not gonna stop life, and just because you healed. If you missed part 1, run it back. This is part 2. So it's really a journey. It's not I feel better, I'm done, I'm healed. It's like once you heal, you have to implement what you learned, because you can't finesse God. Some people cry and ask God to get them out of a situation, and once God help them, they forget all about them. In part 1, I was talking about how it don't happen overnight, how it's gonna take more than one prayer, and how your environment have to shift. Because if you live in a messed up environment, when you take those new skills and that new healing to that environment, the amount of willpower you're going to have is just too much. You're going to simply irritate demons. You're going to irritate their demons. And then, you know how the Bible says, resist the devil and it's going to flee. As you heal, it's like those toxic relationships going to fall off. It's like it's hard to be healed, but at the same time still function and thrive happily with broken, unhappy within people. It's just gonna be hard. The things that used to interest you, it's not really gonna interest you no more. It's gonna be like a shift in perspective. It's gonna be a shift in everything. Everything gonna change. And when you go around that toxicity, you gonna get tried. You gonna get triggered. And some people, may even get tempted to fall back into those old habits. Once you get out that comfort zone, once you get out that self-pity, once you take accountability and stop blaming people, once you reset, refocus, and develop new priorities, you need a whole new different environment. And if you're in a situation where you can't move, you're going to need a new circle of friends and associates, people who inspire you, people who are on the same path in life, trying to do better like you, people who speak life into you, people who give you good energy. Basically, people who not gonna let you crash and burn. People who you can accept constructive criticism from without being mad. You need those type of people, because most of the time our friends reflect our environment and what we familiar with. Like, we friends because we in the same class. We friends because we live on the same street. We friends because we wear the same designer. Okay, yes, you can have your hood friends, but you also have to have a group of friends that inspire you, that motivate you. You have to have another group of friends. Like, when is the last time you thought to become friends with somebody who enjoyed what you enjoy doing? And I'm talking about something positive and purposeful. I never thought, I like reading, I like learning. I never thought about becoming friends with somebody who's a teacher, who's an educator, who's into ministry, who's into God. Those were never my friends, but those are the people who I have things in common with. But at the same time, the self-destruct and doubt in the back of my mind makes me feel like those people are better than me because of the environment I came from. I didn't have time to read books. I had to fight and worry about what I was going to eat and worry about where I was going to sleep. You feel me? A lot of us, because of our environment, we couldn't tap into what we really liked at a young age because we simply had to survive. And if you told certain things to your friends who you grew up with, they'll be like, man, people don't do that. Man, we don't do that. You feel me? Like, I remember one time I wanted to go to the park with my baby and have a picnic. And my baby daddy told me, man, we don't do that. And once you heal, you begin to tap into that, because it's like, okay, wow, I like history. I like museums. I like art. I don't really like rap. I like gospel music. It's like you be like, dang, all this time I never really liked this. I just was around it and had to adapt to this. And it's hard for some people to adapt when you come from a different type of environment, because you feel like they're better than you. You feel like, they're more educated than you. They have degrees, they came up better than me. They had better parents. They come from a loving home. It's like you got to get over that. You got to get over that self-doubt. You got to get over that self-destruction. And you got to realize that, okay, you grown now. You healed now. And be open to meeting new people. I'm meeting new people now since I done healed. I met this older lady. She texts me every now and then. She's involved in different things that I admire, and she want to work with me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, this will be good. You start socializing and God start bringing people to you that's in aligned with your purpose. But anyway, back to the subject. One thing I can do is go left, all the way left. But no, I gotta tell it to y'all like how I be feeling it. I'm supposed to be telling y'all how not to trip out, because you gonna get tried, you gonna get tested, and it's so real. It don't get better once you heal. Here I am healed, trying to socialize and be a better person. People lying about me, people spreading rumors about me, trying to figure me out, and since they can't figure me out, they just making up shit. I moved from New Orleans, but at the same time, it's like I always gravitate towards what I'm familiar with. Poverty. The projects, turn up. Hey, even when I prayed for a man, you gotta watch what you pray for. Because even when I prayed for a man, I was so sick of the lame. I said, God, Lord, I just want to meet a man that I can relate to, somebody that I'm familiar with. I want to be surrounded by people I can relate to. Not thinking and realizing I relate to poverty. I relate to drama. I relate to substance abuse and narcissists because I grew up around all that. The thugs, the violence, the gangsters, the killers, the liars, the junkies. The worst prayer I could have ever prayed because I wasn't specific, and guess what? God gave me just that. So picture me healed. I done prayed this prayer and now I gotta step in the battlefield. It's like I gotta go all the way backwards because I done prayed this prayer because I want to be around familiarity. I want to be around what I can relate to, but it don't work like that. I'm gonna explain in this last video. I'm gonna have to make a part 3 because I have to go, but I swear in the last video in part 3 I'm gonna explain how not to trip out.